everybody, it's Emily from ARC Schooling, and today I'm going to very late film my November TBR. November and December tend to be like crunch time in my head, or like I have to try to read all the books, and I have to rein myself in because that's not possible. I can't read all the books. But I was smart this year when I made my Goodreads goal, because I always do the Goodreads reading challenge because why not? But when I made my goal this year, I made it at 50 books because I knew I could read 50 books. So everything over that would be cake. So I hit my goal last month, I think, or a month before last. So I've already met my goal, so yay for that. But I still have this, like, all these books that I wanted to get to, I have to read them, which is silly. I don't have to read them this year. I can read them next year. But anyway, these are the books that I am currently and will hopefully be reading in November. I'm going to start with the book I've already been reading, which is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I am working on the Build Your Library Harry Potter unit studies. I was really hoping to get this done by the end of this month, but life took over and I don't think it's going to happen by the end of this month. I am barely into the book. I've just, I don't know, 3 high schoolers and a 2nd grader, people. I'm a little overwhelmed at the moment, but I'm working towards getting this out for December. I'd like to have it done beginning-ish of December, but I don't know. Now I'm just making crazy goals. It might happen. It could happen, but I am working on it, so it will get done. This will happen in the very near future. And of course, I'm loving my return to Hogwarts. I also picked out The Girl on the Train at the Library. I'm already reading that. I'm actually a little over halfway through this book, and honestly, I wasn't sure I'd like it. I liked Gone Girl, and I wanted to read more books like that. And then I saw the previews for this movie, and I was like, that looks really good, but I don't want to see the movie until I read the book. So I'm reading the book, and I am actually kind of enjoying it. It's a little bit depressing, I have to say, being in the heads of such messed up people. It's nice to be in another world where people's lives are more messed up than my own. And so I'm enjoying it. It's a little weird, but so far so good. I also grabbed Philip Pullman's The Golden Compass while I was at the library. I've heard so many people say that this is like one of their favorite book series, their favorite fantasy series for children. I've never read it. I have read Philip Pullman's The Scarecrow and His Boy. I loved it. And I've been wanting to read more of his work, so I picked this up. I haven't started it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I love fantasy. I love children's fantasy. It's just a good place to go. So I'm looking forward to it. I will also, for this month, be reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is our Read Like a Mom book club choice of the month. I have not started it. There's a bookmark, but I just stuck it in there so I'd have it, but I haven't read it yet. But I'm hoping to get to it very soon as I finish the stuff I'm reading now. I don't really know a lot about this book, besides it's very atmospheric. There's some mystery, classic tale of romantic suspense. But I always hear people say this is a favorite book of theirs, and I've never read it, so I'm really looking forward to getting into it. It feels like a good November book. So if you want to join in with us in the Read Like a Mom book club, I'll leave the information down below. You can just jump in whenever if you want to read the book and just chat about it. In the Goodreads group, it's very low-key. It's not a big commitment. Just, any point during the month, read the book and talk about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the book if you decide to read it. I'm also working on Build Your Library Grade 10 and trying to get a head start this year. Usually I don't start until January, and I way overestimated my ability last year, or this year, when I was working on Grade 9, at how fast I could actually do it. And yeah, high school's another kind of animal. So I'm decided to start a little early. So right now I'm just working on getting the history portion scheduled out and lesson planned. So I'm working through The Human Web, A Bird's Eye View of World History by J.R. McNeill and William McNeill. It's a father and son team. And it's so far, I'm barely in it, but so far I'm liking the global aspect of it, and so far it's very readable. So I'm liking this book. And to go along with that, I've also got A History of the World in Six Glasses by Tom Standage. And this one is I really like books like this, where you take one specific thing and you expand throughout history with it, and this one is with drinks, and it goes through its history through the lens of beer, wine, spirits, coffee, tea, and cola, and it's, you know, from the Stone Age to modern day, and I don't know, it's so far, I've only flipped through it and read little bits here and there, but it's really interesting. And also in that same vein, I have Salt by Mark Kurlansky, which obviously is about the history of salt, which honestly I've always been intrigued by, because I've read other places in studying history about how important the salt trade was. I wanted to know more, so I'm excited. And if I have any time, which I may not, I would really like to pick up Blood for Blood, which is a sequel to Wolf by Ryden Groudon. This is I believe it's just a duology, so this is just the finale of the story, and I'm very much intrigued and I want to read it. I really want to read this book. I am super pumped for it, but I know that if I start it, I'm not going to be able to put it down, and I'll be like stuck there until I'm done, and I don't have time for that just now. So this is one I'm kind of I'm holding on to it for the rainy day. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm very excited. I loved Wolf by Wolf. It was one of my favorite books I read this year, and I am just so excited to find out what happens next. It ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm dying to know how it ends. And I also have 2 books that I'm reading with my kids as read-alouds. With my 7-year-old, we are currently reading Dear America, A Journey to the New World, The Diary of a Member, Patience Whipple. This is a book about the Mayflower journey and coming to the New World, and it's just, I love Catherine Lasky's writing. So far so good. I know my oldest read this when she was like 10 or 11, and she loved it. It was one of her favorite books at that age, and it got her into all kinds of different historical fiction tangents, and she even wrote her own historical fiction book at that time, and so I know that it's good, and I'm excited to read it with my 7-year-old. Also, with my teens, we're reading The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. We read The Hobbit a couple of years back, and it was a favorite. And we've all seen the Lord of the Rings movies. I've read these dozens of times, but the kids haven't. So I decided we would do it as a family read-aloud, and I'm just happy to go to Middle-earth anytime I can. So the books that I am hoping to get to in November. I do have other books in my TBR that I know aren't going to happen, because honestly, with all of that, I gotta be realistic. But I would also love it if I could get to The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins, The Devil of Nanking by Mo Hader, and Vicious by V.E. Schwab, because honestly I've been wanting to read all 3 of those for ages, but let's be honest, they're probably not happening this month, so those will probably carry over to December. But anyway, those are the books that I'm anticipating getting to finish in November. What is on your TBR? I'd love to hear about it. I love hearing what other people are reading, so please share down below if you got some good books going on this month. I'd love to hear it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Happy reading! Bye!